Hey guys, good evening. Good evening to all of you, and welcome in this session of Oliveboard. As you guys are aware that on daily basis we are covering one such a kind of topic which regularly asked in the examinations and uh, around four important topics we have covered from the module A. Today we will be talking about one topic from the module B. It's a very small topic. You can say that in the name of topic itself it's a complete chapter, and IIBF never skips a chance to ask questions on that topic. So we'll move forward to that discussion. But if you want to prepare in a very systematic way, you should join uh, the super elite plan, and this plan will give you a approach through which you can target your examinations, and in a minimum effort you can crack it in the with the guidance of some experts. You can join this through the PDY code, and you must subscribe the channel because the channel will provide you so many things in the upcoming days which is relevant for your examinations. If you want to cover your syllabus in a summarized way, like, so we can devote only a minimum time based on the availability. So if you want to cover the content in a summarized way, and if you want to practice multiple choice questions, then Crash plus Cracker, the combination of these two batch, we call it as a all-in-one batch. You can join that combo batch also. Again, you can join this through the PDY same code, and it will give you the financial benefit as well as it will connect you with the faculty. Got it? Now, the discussion we will be having today is all about balance sheet. And when we talk about the balance sheet equation, what does it mean? It means that when a balance sheet is presented in equation form. So when a balance sheet is presented in a equation format, it is called a balance sheet equation. If you look at the normal academic balance sheet, it looks like this. This is a liability side, and this is the asset side. If I summarize the liability side in two terms, we record capital and all other liabilities in the liability side, and we covers the assets in the in the other side. If I present this in a equation format, and if I say that asset is equals to capital plus liability, that becomes the main basic accounting equation. This is the basic accounting equation. Now we can break that assets, capital and liability in few other terms. I can say that asset can be classified in fixed assets plus current assets is equals to capital can also be classified in capital plus reserve and surplus plus profit, and liability can also be classified in long term liability plus current liability. So that classification is also possible. Now what type of questions they ask? They will give you, if based on the first basic equation, they will give you like value of the asset was 50 lakhs and capital is missing. They ask about the capital. They will give you the value of liability, that is 20 lakh, and accordingly we can calculate the capital. 50 lakhs minus 20 lakhs, that makes is 30 lakh. So that type of simple questions they ask first. Second, if they want to go a bit deep into the topic, they will give you the value of like out of this equation, one value they will give missing and others value they will provide. Like fixed assets is of 30 lakhs, current asset is of 20 lakh, capital is of 15 lakh, reserve and surplus is of 12 lakhs. They will give you profit as a missing value, and long term loan is of like 15 lakhs, and the current liability is of 5 lakhs. So by using that information, we can calculate the profit. That makes the profit is 30 lakh plus 20 lakhs. That's the value of assets minus. We will reduce the opposite side from this, and the total of 15 lakhs plus 12 lakhs plus 15 lakhs plus 5 lakhs. We get the value of the profit 3 lakhs. So this is how they can ask questions based on that. That's the one pattern of the questions they ask in the exam on the balance sheet equation, and it's a recurring nature that every attempt they ask a question like that. So the presentation of a simple balance sheet looks like that, which I have already told you. Remember the meaning of non-current asset. Non-current asset is fixed assets. Now that fixed asset may also be classified into two categories. One is tangible asset, that building, furniture, machinery which is clearly visible and we can see it, touch it easily. And then it comes to the intangible assets like patent, goodwill. So tangible, that is machinery, building. When we talk about the intangible, it includes goodwill, patent. When we talk about the long term liabilities, again current total liabilities, that is current liability and non current liabilities. Non current liability means long term liability, like debenture, bond, etc. When we talk about the share equity, share capital, retained earning represents reserve and surplus and the current year profit. So that's the same classification which we discussed just now. Related to balance sheet, you should remember that for a company, when we prepare the balance sheet, we have to follow schedule 3rd of the Companies Act. And in the schedule 3rd of the Companies Act, two things we have to remember: that the format of the balance sheet will be vertical in nature, and second, we have to follow the part 1. Part 1 tells us the format of the balance sheet. So we have to follow the part 1 of the schedule third to prepare a balance sheet of a company. Other institutions may also follow the part 1, but it's not compulsory for them to follow it. They can follow a horizontal format of the balance sheet also. Now, there is one another pattern of questions which they ask, like they will ask from you that goods rupees 50,000 sold in cash. They will give you that type of transaction in exam, and they will ask that find its impact on balance sheet. How this transaction will affect the balance sheet. Now if you remember, if we sell goods of 50,000 rupees, when you sell something, stock is reduced by 50,000 rupees, and stock is a current asset. So we are reducing the asset side by 50,000 rupees. But you sold it in cash. When you are selling it in cash, you are receiving the cash. So you are receiving 50,000 rupees. That 50,000 is cash is also a current asset, and that is increasing the current asset. So stock 50,000 is reduced, cash 50,000 is increased. Ultimately, asset side is going down by 50,000 and asset side at the same time is going up by 50,000. So the answer will be no change in asset. But remember, but composition of current asset will change. Earlier, value of stock was higher. Now value of stock will looks reduced, but the value of cash at the same time will look increased. So that type of option you will have in the exam, that there is a change, there is no change, there is a change in the composition, there is no change in the composition. So this type of questions they will also ask in the examination. So you have to be prepared for that type of questions. Now, one more question if we take, same question, goods rupees 50,000 sold to Ram. Find impact on balance sheet. Same treatment will happen, only one thing will change. Now, in place of cash, same answer will happen, but in place of cash, name of Ram will appear, because when the name is given in the question, it means you sold that on credit, even if it is not given in the question. If the name of the buyer is given in the question, you should always assume that that person purchased it on credit. When someone purchased it on credit, he will become your debtor. Debtor is also a current asset. So again, there is no impact on the total of the asset side, but the composition of the current asset will change. Now, debtors will increase and stock will decrease. What I can say, that stock will go down and debtors will go up, but at the end there is no impact on the total of the asset side. So that type of questions they ask in the exam, you should be prepared for that. This is something which you should be very much aware of this particular topic. It's a very small topic, like goods rupees 50,000. Now we purchased from Raju. Same, they will ask find impact on balance sheet. Now when you are buying something on credit, when you buy, your stock will increase by 50,000. But when you are buying from Raju and you are buying it because name is given, so you are buying it on credit, Raju is your creditor and creditor is a current liability. So your current liability is also increasing by 50,000. So the impact on the balance sheet will be current assets. There will be answer will be like change in balance sheet total. Balance sheet total will increase. Current asset increased by 50,000 due to the stock. Stock is a current asset. And current liability also increased by 50,000 because of the Raju. So that will be the answer, that there is a change in the total of the balance sheet by rupees 50,000. Both the sides of the balance sheet, liability side and the asset side. Liability side will also increase by 50,000 because of the current liability, and asset side because of the current asset, that is stock, will also increase by 50,000. In totality, both the sides of the balance sheet will increase by 50,000. So these are the two types of questions on the balance sheet equation, normally IIBF regularly asking from last 4 attempts. So be aware of that type of questions. Very simple to solve. It's just the application of the logic and you will be able to score 1 or 2 marks easily. If you want to prepare this particular AFM paper in that exam oriented way, do join me in the super elite plan through the PDY code. Don't forget to subscribe the channel, because through that you will be able to know the all upcoming updates and events before the event, so that you can attend it in a systematic way. If you like the session, please don't forget to like it. You can also join me through the crash and cracker batch, that is all in one batch, and you can cover your syllabus in a summarized way. Thank you guys, thank you very much. Please do subscribe the channel and do like it, so that you will be able to attend all the sessions in a timely way. And if you like it, do let me know in the comment section. Thank you. We'll meet with the new topic in the new session. Till then, have a great evening. Bye bye. Thank you guys, thank you very much. And meanwhile, if you through the after watching the videos, if you have any kind of doubts, please feel free to put those doubts in the chat section, and I will surely respond to you on those queries. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Good day.